Well, folks, it's the last day of 2020. Been most challenging years for probably everybody worldwide, and hopefully, it will be the peak challenge year. But this has proven to be a good year for my YouTube channel that I started 11 years ago, simply to spread the recordings I was making of Cleveland bands and had been making for decades. And I also started sharing old archival TV appearances that are the fruits of my 40 years of taping and hoarding the tapes and keeping the order of them in semblance of sorts. Anyhow, I thought this would be a good time to review which of the YouTube videos have done well this year in 2020 while everybody's staying home and watching TV, or YouTube or streaming or TikToking or whatever you guys do. So anyhow, this is the top 10 for Cleveland live music in 2020. At number one of my all-time favorite videos and performances. I remember sitting there watching the broadcast and recording the audio simulcast off of the radio, FM radio in the old days, kids. That's how you had to get, a good audio feed and stereo. But anyhow, it's the Byrds reuniting at a 1990 tribute to Roy Orbison concert. Evidently, the reunion was for protection of the Byrds' copyright and name and control over the Byrds. There'd been several non-Roger McGuinn lineups of the Byrds touring around. So Gene Clark did not participate in this reunion, but it's great seeing Crosby and McGuinn and Chris Hillman harmonizing and singing together. And then when Bob Dylan walks out, it's just amazing. And they do Mr. Tambourine Man, and Bob does his best Bob Dylan act of, kind of going off the rhythm and creating his own art. So, but a great video. And shoot, it got 700,000 views. So amazing. I mean, the ability of one video like that to trend or go viral or whatever and help build the channel and help expose all the cool Cleveland music I've recorded over the years. And that's how I view this, as a balance between stuff that I didn't really shoot, and it's not spreading art of people that need their art spread, but it provides a much larger platform. So the amount of views that the Jack Fords, the Prison Shake, that the Janglers, the Jim Miller Band, Ray Flanagan, anybody out there in Cleveland creating music that I've recorded over the years. Me Singing Witch Hunter is one of my favorites. This is an opportunity to get your stuff seen on a much higher level. So anyhow, thank you, Bob Dylan. Thank you forever, Bob Dylan. Coming in at number two, not really music, but a huge part of the counterculture, Mr. Charlie Manson. Charlie was on a Geraldo show or special back in 1988, and it got 220,000 views in 2020. People in the comments talk about how sane Charlie sounds and how relevant his words are in the interview. And there's always been the cult of Charlie and the fascination of Charlie. And anyone around my age growing up, saw the book in the movie Helter Skelter, the Bugasi or Buglisi book, Vincent Buglisi, whatever. You know who I'm talking about. Anyhow, Charlie's one of the freaks, one of the extremes of the 60s. And, who will be the Charlie Manson of the Corona era? Who knows? Do we want to know? Number three, Little Richard. Little Richard being interviewed by Craig Ferguson on Late Night with Craig Ferguson. And we lost Little Richard this year, one of the masters of rock and roll, the architects of rock and roll. Easily the most flamboyant early star of rock and roll, and never stopped. Amazing man. So number 4, the first video that I actually shot, and it's another homage to a fallen hero, Jerry Jeff Walker. This time it's his song Mr. Bojangles is performed by Todd Snyder, following about a 20-minute story that Todd tells about Jerry Jeff, hanging with him, learning from him, and understanding what it was, to the responsibilities of being a songwriter. So great story, great video, and it got 24,000 views. So, shot front row at the Music Box Supper Club. Love that club. Can't wait to see shows the old-fashioned way someday. Let's hope. Number 5 is a controversial video. It's Will Chamberlain on the Later with Bob Costas show, being interviewed about basketball, and he was out promoting his book, in which he made the claim that he had 20,000 sexual conquests in his career. So, GOAT, greatest of all time, basketball, the ladies. Amazing how he stayed off the court with the ladies. With that many, you'd think his exposure to court time would have been high. Number 6 is the 30-year-old interview with our president, Donald Trump, by Connie Chung. And it's amazing to see how little the guy's changed, how pure he is to who he is, whether you like him or not. Interesting interview, and it got 14,000 views. Followed up again by Charles Manson, another Geraldo interview, much of it the same as the one that came in at number 2, but it's got some unique footage, and Geraldo was good at repackaging stuff. Incidentally, Geraldo, for you folks, he is currently a resident of Cleveland, Ohio, and the area, and he's on WTAM doing a talk show most mornings for an hour. So 2-3 hours would get some good conversation going. I've yet to hear any good talk radio out of it, but he's on the radio every day for an hour. Clear channel station, 50,000 watts. Should be able to get it all over the country on the AM dial 1100, or streaming on iHeartRadio. I got their rap down. All right, so number 8, another episode of Later with Bob Costas. Costas is my favorite interviewer. Great. He's so smart. Obviously, researches well, gets it into his craw, and is able to spit it out real quickly. This interview's with Chrissy Everett, tennis great Chrissy Everett. It's from 1990, and worth watching any episode of Later. So, and number 9, you got Art Garfunkel, and I think it's really a revealing of who Artie was. I mean, everybody's always focused on the Simon part about Simon and Garfunkel, but Artie was a great character. I mean, he was a wonderful singer, unique look. Love those pullover sweaters and all the old Ed Sullivan clips. Never lost his look. He's still got the same hairdo. Like much of us, it goes back further and further. But so number 9 goes to Art Garfunkel, and he came in at almost 11,000 views. Number 10. K.D. Lang interview on Arsenio, also 1990, talking about coming out and her sexuality, and real fine interview. So interesting to see what comes in. There will be a sequel to this list. It will be the top 10 of the Cleveland musicians, and their music is chalked up during 2020 on Cleveland Live Music on YouTube. So thanks for a great year. Keep watching them. I'll keep doing my best to get them all out there. Stay safe.